Yes, now bless now, people. Let's not get too excited. King of the Pit TV, Queensryche, with their record Operation Mind Crime. We're about to dip into the first tune, Revolution Calling. Let's jump in, shall we? Hope everyone's blessed. One million views on this. Interesting. So someone obviously says ahead of their time, which I make a comment. You see this every once in a while on particular songs, and I say, well, we as civilization have been operating in a pattern on and on and on every year of our existence, essentially. Just basic power dynamics, isn't it, really? It's all foundational. What's a man, what's a woman? How does a man act? How does a woman act? What is the spectrum of behaviour and characteristics in what we see before us? They were ahead with the MK Ultra stuff, says Demagogue, but then I started to notice a similar pattern / stories from many artists, comedians. George Carlin, with his quote, "It's a big club and you ain't in it." He references Sabbath with War Pigs. Dio, Heaven and Hell. Bloody hell, he's written quite a bit. I'm not going to really bother reading all of this. Yeah, as old as time. If these lot are big, massive superstars and have signed a record label, they know how this contractual shit goes, and, you know, the degree of power other humans can have over others and what lack of control they actually have over the finished product. I know a couple of people who are signed at the moment, and the lack of control they actually have over their own product is a madness. Absolute madness. With all due respect to them, but this is the truth. Like, they just plant a seed now and then the machine grows the plant, you know? Not that that's anything to do with MK Ultra and whatnot, but then it correlates with who gets signed, bands with a message, and if you can influence that band to send a particular message to a particular market, are we not verging into mind control? Heavy metal, come on. I mean, I guess there's no better time to talk about this sort of stuff than on a record that is exploring such themes. If you know basic psychological principles and you have your head screwed on with marketing and have the funds to establish and develop a market, who's to say you can't create a label and a music circuit via putting on events and whatnot about a select group of artists, manufacture the perception of these artists being popular, and in so you develop a following naturally from people wanting to be part of the in crowd, and then before you know it, you've established a little group who is promoting and supporting your message via these artists. Look no further than gangster rap music, drill music, music that creates political and societal issues within particular communities, yet those whom are not a participant of such community continue funding financially through the labels this destruction. You see? What's a reoccurring theme? Posing with money. Money, money, money. I'm a success. I promoted death to my own community. I promoted gang culture. I promoted selling drugs to my own people. And look at me now on social media with all the money, with the symbolic chain around my neck that I have been subverted to thinking is a symbol of power. You see? And what do? You influence everybody who is of the youth who doesn't have a strong father figure because they've been influenced to get put into prison or die through one means or another, or be absent through one means or another, and it all interlinks. And if you kill someone, you're considered real. Isn't that crazy? That's a real guy right there. That's a real guy. He's putting himself in prison, away from all punani in the world, just in a sweatbox with a bunch of men who have all fallen victim to the same trap. Madness. They're real people in there. People isn't the word they use, you know, but you know where I'm coming from. Let's continue onwards. I'd argue that, like, let's say Rage Against the Machine is a macrocosm of the punk rock community, which is parallel to competitive sports and football and whatnot. Everyone is anti-authority, everyone is anti-establishment, and then you would think, well, why has the system not prevented this circuit from spreading this message? And that's because people turn up to these events, express themselves, deplete themselves of this powerful, potent, volatile and resistant energy, and project it onto the stage of this man with a microphone who says, I'm against the system. Everyone can be like, oh, we're all against the system, this is great. And then they will never act. They will never do anything. They've depleted themselves of that energy and that capability. It's a safe space to relieve oneself. It's like a, what do you call it? What are them rooms where people just smash up TVs and it's supposedly a good way to relieve yourself of anger? Do you know, have you seen them? People just like get a baseball bat and start smashing up TVs and tables and stuff because it's a release of that energy. Imagine if you transmuted that energy into a productive and powerful force elsewhere in a productive manner, as opposed to ridding yourself of it just to rid yourself of it. You see where I'm coming from? How much reproductive power does a man have 10 minutes after he's bust his nut? Do you know what I mean? Probably a lot less than if he was to retain that energy and utilise it in a procreative and creative manner.
On TV about the communist plan.
There you go.
And all the shady preachers begging for my cash. Swiss bank accounts while giving their secretaries the slam. They're all in Penthouse now, or Playboy magazine. $1 million stories to tell. I guess war wasn't wrong. Think 15 minutes long. Everyone's using everybody making the same. I used to think that only America's way was right. But now the holy dollar rules everybody's life. Gotta make $1 million, doesn't matter who dies. Revolution
Come on.
Revolution coming.
The actual festival, Revolution Calling, tends to put a good bill on. Some good acts that played at fest.
Revolution calling, yeah.
I think Cocksparrow headlined recently.
Revolution calling, revolution calling. Gotta make a change, gotta push it.
Come on. Heavy metal.
I used to trust the media to tell me the truth.
Oh! It's not often you hear like critical thinking, lyricism packaged in a power metal adjacent style, you know? Quality. Great introduction. Let's keep moving. We've got the title track, Operation Mindcrime, coming up next. See you there.